went to all different kinds of schools. Some were a little more urban, some were a little more suburban, but it made no difference. Everywhere I went, I'd find the people that were into hip hop, and I would coerce them into battling. You can't just walk into a school and be like, all right, everybody, I rhyme. You have to watch me rhyme now. So I'd find them, talk a little shit, battle them. I was always more prepared than whoever I was up against, and was always way more comfortable in that environment. So I'd just murder them, and everybody would be like, oh, you won, and I would keep going. And they'd be like, wow, and then dude would leave, and I would keep going. And then pretty soon, I mean, every single year, there was a group of people around me, you know? And so that's my origins as an MC, and it made me somebody. Everywhere I went, it was like, that's the dude that raps, that's the dude that raps, that's the dude that raps.
Master Faber work it out on the linoleum. Chappelle bust funnies, most deaf bust rhymes. Muhammad Ali is the greatest of all time.
I say the good Lord made me what I am, and I play this game for keeps.
Well, we just put out the EP called The Truth Is Here, which is a little confusing because we had an album last year, in '07, called The Undisputed Truth. So what the EP is basically is like, it closes out the Undisputed Truth chapter. And it is a preparation too for the next album. The next album is called The Street Preacher. My last album, Undisputed Truth, was very, very autobiographical. And I was very strict about that I wasn't gonna say anything that wasn't directly a page from my life. And really that album really only covers like a 3-year period. And so, you know, I've given a lot of background about myself and where I come from and etc. On this next album, and really I started on the Truth Is Here EP, I want to start incorporating the people that I love and the people that I've been close with and inspired by their stories. It seems now that the bulk of the supporters that we have are people who are new to rap, people that have never really heard some of these stories before. I feel like because my music's always been so personal that, you know, there are people who know who I am and think I'm all right. There are people who know who I am and think I'm a joke. But then there are people who really, really listen carefully, and they can feel how much of myself I put into the music. Those people listen with their heart, you know what I mean? And I feel like I have a relationship with them all over the world, wherever we go. And I start realizing that these people have never seen parts of life that I've seen. You know what I mean? You know, they might see a story about somebody like that I grew up with and that's part of my family and I love, and they don't understand it. They don't understand why people are on the block hustling. I'm up close and personal with that. I've lived that my whole life. The people who taught me how to be a man are these men, you know what I mean? The people who have taught me about love are these women. So I really feel like the next part is for me to start incorporating their stories to show you the human side of the people who are struggling, you know what I mean?